Hey y'all, happy HRW. I hope you guys are having an incredible time dining out and doing good here in Houston. That is what we do in August, also known as stretchy pants season. Y'all know this guy, Alex Brennan-Martin. We are downtown today at Brennan's of Houston. This is such a special visit. I love visiting with you every year during this time. I know it's one of your favorite times of the
It is.
year.
Other than it's hotter than bejesus, and I told my wife, as we were coming back from Colorado last week, I said, I think this is an intelligence test, and I flunked.
We as humans.
But it's a little warmer here than it is where we were. But other than the heat and humidity, I love it.
Well, it's a good thing we have air conditioning here in Houston because that is what Houstonians have been doing for the last 22 years. Every August, Houston Restaurant Weeks is running. You only have until Labor Day. So get onto the website to check out all of those incredible menus. Lots of new restaurants this year and lots of new dishes, even from Brennan's of Houston, y'all. This is so exciting. I want to just mention too, we recently had our check presentation for
Yes.
Houston Restaurant Week
Right.
2024. Brennan's of Houston once again coming in at the number 2 donation. I think you're going on over 15 years now,
That's crazy.
being that
That's crazy.
number 2 donation. And it's a big number. It's about $50,000, y'all, coming out of this one restaurant, going to the Houston Food Bank. When I drove into Brennan's of Houston this morning, I almost started crying because, and I had to kind of steer so I didn't crash, but there's an entire huge Houston Restaurant Weeks display outside of your building right now.
Yeah, but balloon art display. Our Tracy, who has been with us for so many years and pre fire, stayed with us through the reconstruction, is our balloon artist and so much more. When the restaurant looks festive and fun, it is always Tracy and behind that. She just put the spirit moved her, and she's got this giant balloon art out front, and
Yeah.
it's great.
And she just did that on her own because she knows how much energy is coming into this restaurant. For me, it's just very emotional, and I'm very grateful and thankful for you all because, Alex, as I get older, I realize as I get older, you and I have had a lot of talks about being wise and old, but people don't do things out of the goodness of their hearts that often anymore.
Sad to say, maybe that's true, but then you watch the numbers of people that come out for restaurant weeks, and yes, great deals for the dining public, no doubt about it. But in New Orleans, there's a restaurant weeks, nowhere doesn't have the same charitable offering, not nearly as successful.
Impactful.
Yeah. So I every once in a while we get a little hope that humanity is still with us.
Yeah. Well, I have hope because coming around this corner and I see, and your staff so fully embraces it. They love seeing so many new diners coming in. 68 million meals to Houston Food Bank over the last 22 years. You've been a huge part of that,
Well,
Alex.
our team has been a huge part of that. Yes. And as a matter of fact, for this afternoon, when we're filming this a little before restaurant weeks, we're doing a big kickoff with the employees and just kind of get the spirits going and wake everybody up after a slow July.
Sure.
And this is a team effort, and I'm just lucky enough to say be the face.
Well, we love it. We love you, and we're so appreciative of the support, and we're so excited for all of the diners to get to come out to Brennan's for maybe their first time. This is your time to make a reservation. Head on over to opentable.com. Brennan's of Houston has one of the most popular menus every single year. That's evidenced by the donation. This is one of the things that is so great about Houston Restaurant Weeks. How fun is it for you to meet all these new diners? They've heard about you.
It is fun. It is. We do enjoy it. And every year we meet folks new to the city, or haven't been around, or we also meet people we've lived here for 30 years and just have never come, and this is our excuse to come downtown.
Sure.
So it's a great mix of all of the above.
Yeah. All right. So I say we take a look at the foodie cam because you've got some pretty cool drinks that are popular during Houston Restaurant Weeks. They're colorful. They're kind of in the HRW colors too, just like the balloons outside. Let's go on over to the foodie cam. Alex is going to tell us a little bit about the specials here.
Well, these are our 25-cent martinis that we've done. It goes back to my family until the 1960s. And they started running a crazy 25. It was crazy price back then, 25-cent martinis at lunch if you buy a regular entree. And we've just sort of stuck with it all these years. And I think we're just because we're very stubborn people. But but at any rate, they're a lot of fun. They're colorful, they're festive, and when people order them, it's just sort of the party starts at the table.
And now y'all also just recently did a big renovation. Also,
we did.
What did you renovate?
Well, our bar. So when we after the Hurricane Ike in 2008, we had to renovate the restaurant and reopened in 2010. At any rate, the long and short of it is we built our bar, but the bar when we built it, we knew was too small, and so it just got to the point that we finally said, enough, we're going to expand and we incorporated the old terms of endearment room. We moved the bar. We have a lot more space for people who want to join us to dine casually as well as just come to the bar.
That's a great thing. That
seemed like a good idea at the time when we did it. So yeah. So we're really pleased with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Joining me now is a familiar face here at Brennan's of Houston, Chef Carl Walker, General Manager, Chef de Cuisine, Executive Chef, cookbook author, kitchen runner. You do it all. Dishwasher.
You know it.
I remember during COVID too, you had been retired from the kitchen because you had kind of come to the front of the house. You're such a face everybody knows and has come to love here in Houston for the last however many decades. And during COVID, you told me, you're like, Katie,
I needed, you know what? I realized, I said, and we're very shorthanded in the back. We had a tougher time, getting people back in the kitchen again. It's a real change that's happened, I think, nationwide, what have you. And so I told Alex, I think maybe time to put the chef coat back on. And I actually love it. I'm good with it.
I love that.
It's fun because, like, even some of the things we're going to talk about here is like, you get to have fun again, doing that kind of stuff. I can still be out front and talk, and I do a lot, but this is where I think Jose goes, you're less stressed when you're back here cooking. I'm like, really?
It's almost therapeutic because you're creating, and then during Houston Restaurant Weeks, you're feeding people at the same time.
Exactly.
And you're feeding people with the dishes on the foodie cam. Let's go on over and talk to the stars of the show here at Brennan's of Houston. Oh my goodness, kicking things off strong, Chef. What do you got for us?
What we have is a kind of a play on a classic dessert. So this is going to be our French toast, strawberry Fitzgerald French toast. It is, one of our classic desserts is crepe Fitzgerald. So basically, we just took a play off of it. We like using cornflakes as our crust on the French toast. So it's seared with that, using a French bread. We make a strawberry syrup, toss some fresh strawberries with it, and then just like a crepe, we take that little white that you see there interspersed is the cream cheese. So it's a Grand Marnier cream cheese, and then it's finished with a little bit more of a strawberry yogurt sauce over the top of that.
I love that cream cheese addition.
Oh yeah, it's like yesterday, like I was making it, and they were like, "Whoa, that's so good!" And then Alex even said, he goes, I think we got a new classic.
You see the cornflakes, they've kind of kept their shape even a little bit.
It gives it a crispiness. So we take the cornflakes and we grind them up, but we also we toast them with cinnamon and sugar. So they get a little bit more sugar, a little cinnamon, grind them up. Then after we dipped our bread in the French toast batter, we coat it with the cornflakes, sear it off. So, like I said, it's kind of one of those ones that I think is going to stick around for a while after a restaurant.
Who got the idea with the cornflakes? Because this is maybe the most brilliant thing I've heard this year.
Cornflakes is one of those things that
Have you tasted this?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
had to like have like a whole one yesterday. It's like we
Who
were
came up
all
with
like,
this? Oh my
this,
goodness.
one of those ideas. You're just sitting around table talking with the guys, and I'm like, you know, like we've done a lot of different French shows. We've recently been running a lot of with citrus, but citrus I knew was going to kind of go out, and so I was like, what else is really going to hit? And so people love crepe Fitzgerald. I mean, it's when we do that, they love it. So I was like,
This
well,
is
heck,
it's like
why not do it?
everything. It's got so much going on. Croissant, stuffed,
Yeah.
donut, cream, strawberry,
Mm.
cream cheese, brunch, dessert. It's got everything. I
Like
mean, it's
it
like a
just like
dessert buffet
it
all
it
in one.
it is kind of a good.
Citrus isn't going anywhere, chef. This
Well,
is
that yeah,
amazing.
this is going to probably stick around for
It's
for a
gonna stick
minute.
around.
I
Definitely.
think we'll have a hard time getting rid of this one.
Yeah,
So,
if the Houston Restaurant Weeks diners have anything to say about it. All right, let's go back on over to the foodie cam. We've got a lot more dishes to show you, and we're going back to the classics. One of the dishes that helped put you guys
oh
on the map.
yeah, you bet. This one here, this is like numero uno. This is turtle soup, Brennan's classic. When it comes to the table, we splash it with a little dry sherry. I mean, I don't that the you know the this dish just it's one of those. I mean, this bananas Foster,
Iconic.
is two of the classic things that
Yeah.
and Brennan's
And what's that like
defines Brennan's
as a chef, knowing that, I mean, there's a lot of restaurants here, there's a lot of dishes. Not every dish has the appeal or the legacy. What's it like as a chef knowing how much legacy and meaning and emotion a dish like this, like, or the bananas Foster or the beignets? We'll show you the beignets. Don't worry, we saved the best for last. But knowing what this means, like, you could have somebody come in and they had this dish 20 years ago with their grandma or their mom or their dad.
I think I personally, as from a chef side, I feel like it's a blessing because when you're in a restaurant like this and you have something that's so established, so good, it really, when I look at this, it allows us to work on other fun things that might become this someday. So when I look at it, I'm like, go for it. It is great. People love it. It's like even kids. It's like one of those things we've always put on like kids menus because like if you separated all the ingredients that's in that dish and try to give it to little ones, they'd be like my grandkids would be like, oh no, I ain't eating that. It's like, but put it all together in turtle soup, and they're like, well, this is pretty good. It's like you're like, you laugh because you're like, wow. But no, it's just good. It's warming. It's
soothing.
It does.
Well, and it's iconic and it's recognizable for Brennan's of Houston, and that's one of the things I love about Houston Restaurant Weeks is so many new diners getting the chance to try the iconic turtle soup that everyone in Houston has been hearing about for so many years, or maybe people coming in from out of town. Very special.
It is.
To have a dish like this.
It for sure. Love it. We
not going anywhere. Don't worry. All right, let's go back on over to the foodie cam. Take a look at another dish. Here we are talking to Chef Carl Walker. If you have been to Brennan's at any point in your life, I guarantee you have had food, or you have talked to this man, or you have had food made by this man. All right, Chef, what are we looking at?
Well, this one is another classic. This is kind of a play off of a New Orleans classic. There's a lot of egg dishes. Back in the days, there were so many different egg dishes. Like this one is egg San Charles. It is basically fried catfish. It is topped with a poached egg. We have a little bit of a hollandaise sauce over it. We have a little bit of a Creole sauce just underneath of that. And then, just to make it fun, if you're going to have catfish, got a couple of hush puppies to go on the side there. But another classic brunch dish.
Now, brunch is really good for you all year round. Yes,
it is. Yeah. Well, with jazz brunch, is
jazz brunch. What's jazz brunch?
Well, jazz brunch, we got a strolling jazz band that goes through and strolls through the dining room, and occasionally they even get into a second line mode, and so you may be waving your napkin above your head and following the band around throughout the dining room. So never know,
So
it's
it's an
like
all-inclusive.
it's meant to be fun. It's like, you listen to great music, but also have a lot of fun.
Gets a little rowdy here.
Can
sometimes.
Definitely can.
Depends on how loud the jazz the jazz players
Yeah,
are.
yeah. Well, what's really fun is when you see the whole, like, you look at the dining room, everybody's up, and it's like a whole line of people, in line dancing and waving their napkins and swirling umbrellas. Some cases, I mean,
I want to just draw our attention for a little bit of respect of the taste of what's going on underneath here. There's a little bit. Tell me what's underneath here.
It's a little bit of a classic, what we call our Creole sauce.
The Creole sauce.
So our Creole sauce is I would give Alex some credit here, because Alex loves he calls like Haute Creole. So it's a very light style Creole sauce here. Mainly a lot of roasted Trinity, which is our celery, onions,
I see the celery. I'm eating the celery in chunks
actually,
right
in
now.
this case, very little garlic. Very good tomatoes mixed in, and then we take a stock, shrimp stock, seafood stock, and we add to it, kind of bring it up.
It is absolutely divine. It is truly. I mean, I would be looking for more hush puppies to sip up all of the liquid. Yeah, this is truly. This is. Don't miss this. When you get this dish, you got to dig under and get all the juicy goodness. All right, back on over to the foodie cam. We have a lot of tastiness to show you guys here at Brennan's of Houston. They are participating in Houston Restaurant Weeks. Again, they are our #2 donor year over year. That is a whole lot of Houstonians dining out and doing good here. Oh, Alex was telling us about this dish.
This dish is Alex. He says, it's Old Sober, right? Old Sober. Now, why do you need to call it Old Sober? Because this is a classic New Orleans dish that was after a good night out and you had a hangover the next morning, or maybe even before you got home at night, you go by and it's, let's say, how can you say yakame? Yakame is some people look at it and think of it as kind of a ramen style dish, what have you. It does have Asian influences.
Looks kind
to
of
it,
ramen-y
right?
in there with the egg and the noodle.
But we're using, and our yakame, we're using beef shanks. We're braising those down. We're taking the stock. All the bone marrow just kind of infuses into that stock. Then with that, we have we'll take that beef shank. We'll slice it up. We have a soft-boiled egg on it. We'll have spaghetti in there, and so it's like the spaghetti and that braised shank and that egg, all with your with that real flavorful stock that makes up the soup of it. It's a really fun dish. We're this is one of the dishes we've been working on. There are restaurants in New Orleans that do really well with this dish.
What I love about this dish is that it was truly born out of necessity, because we're making an assumption that there may be a slight need to remedy hangovers in New Orleans. Is that an accurate assessment,
It would be
Chef?
very accurate.
There's a need, who knows where else that need would be, and this was just kind of born from the culture within the bars and the restaurant industry.
Absolutely.
And they needed something to help get them through the next day. And this is a whole lot of steamy goodness that they came up with.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, this is, in New Orleans, you see a couple of places you'll go and for that kind of, after a good night out, and you're like going, man, what I'm going to go for here.
There we go.
Look at that.
All right, let's go back on over to the foodie cam so I can take this bite. We've got a few more dishes to show you. Chef Carl, what are we looking at?
All right, this one is another kind of a play on a classic. So everybody knows shrimp Creole. This is a shrimp Creole pasta. In our case, we're actually having a friend, Fabio's Artisan Pastas, making fresh linguine for us. And
Shout out Fabio's.
We're basically taking, sauteed Gulf shrimp. We're taking the pasta. That stock is really rich, and it's just a good, simple, play on just good ingredients. You know,
Mhm.
it's like you got great sauce, you got a great shrimp, got the fantastic fresh pasta. I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna, you know,
Good sized dish.
kind of like like we've done shrimp and grits over the years. We
Mhm.
decided that we're gonna mix it up a little bit.
And I love the portion sizes too. And that's one of the things that I think diners really appreciate and
Mhm.
have come to expect during Houston Restaurant Weeks is y'all don't skimp on your portions.
No, we never really have too much. You know, it's like it is one of those ones that you might even think you take some of that home. Last night when we're preparing for today and what have you, and we made this dish up. Excuse me, and I was like, wait, let me get a bowl. I'm gonna take about half that at least and put it in my bowl
Yeah.
and enjoy it. And I really, and we ate that dish.
Yeah.
It was like it was. It's just good. It's just a good classic.
Smells great.
Classic dish.
Yeah, and it's good for breakfast too.
Like-
I know. All right, let's go back on over to the foodie cam. We've got a few more dishes to show you here at Brennan's. We are taking a look at their Houston Restaurant Weeks menu 2025. Y'all always have such a popular menu. Diners wait all year long to try these iconic dishes. What are we looking at here?
Well, in this case, you're right. You know, the thing with Restaurant Week, it gives us a chance to really play with some new ideas, and and I think people appreciate it. I tell the guys all the time is play with new idea. This is duck a la moutarde. It is a mustard. We took a duck leg here, so it's a duck leg quarter, and so it's leg and thigh. We take that marinated and Creole mustard and Dijon mustard overnight. We'll braise it, and then we basically just take that braising liquid, make a sauce, a reduction from that, and we're serving it in this case over brava potatoes. But and it's finished with a little bit of a frisee slaw on top.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, very just a real
beautiful
fun dish. Like I said, this one Lyle worked on a lot. I think
Yep.
you know Lyle. He you know put a lot of effort into this dish.
Shout out to Chef Lyle. All right, let's go right on back over to the foodie cam. We've got a few more dishes. We've got a little bit of time left, and I want to show you guys all of the goodness that Chef Carl and Chef Jose and Alex Brennan-Martin are giving you guys for Houston Restaurant Weeks 2025. All right, what are we looking at on the foodie cam?
All right, here we have, this is another classic, chili fried oysters on a chili corn sauce. This happens to be, go back to number 41. This was number 41's favorite. So when President Bush would come here, he was always like, we'd always have this dish available for him. It's something we've been doing for a long time. Talk about shout outs, you know, Jose and I worked on this dish many years ago, and it just became a hit. And it is also one of the probably more highly requested oyster appetizers we get.
What's the name of this oyster appetizer?
Chili fried oyster.
Chili fried oyster. How is there not a 41 in the name of the dish?
Well, we do add 41 in the description a lot.
Good.
So when you see it on our menu,
Yeah.
you see 41 favorite.
That's awesome.
Much of the time.
That's so cool. Y'all have such an amazing history that not a lot of restaurants have, and so many incredible people have come here over the years.
Yeah,
of course, this restaurant's been featured in Terms of Endearment. Everybody remembers the iconic movie. Who can forget? I know people probably still come here just based on that.
We do, and we have that picture in the new bar area just to so that we always have a kind of represent that spot or that place.
Here, you're gonna take one. We're gonna cheers to HRW. All right, y'all. So come on out to Brennan's. Try this Houston Restaurant Weeks menu. Make your reservations on opentable.com. I'm sure you're gonna have a wonderful experience, and you get to feed people at the same time. Make sure you guys check out the website, HoustonRestaurantWeeks.com, for all of the incredible menu options supporting our incredible city and, of course, the Houston Food Bank. All right, I say we eat.
I see.
He's been standing there so patiently as I'm talking, and he's like, what do you want me to do with this thing? All right, happy HRW, y'all. Make sure you stay tuned to Fox Local for all the Houston Restaurant Weeks coverage.
All right.
I'm dipping. I got to get the corn, you know.
Yeah.
All right, cheers.
There we go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh,
man.
really good.
Always my favorite.
The corn. So good.
Got fried
Right,
potatoes on top.